This segment brought to you by Kansas Wheat. Learn more at rediscoverwheat.org.
I'm Tom Willis, and I'm the owner of T&O Farms south of Garden City. We've got 12 quarters that we have put into the what we call a water technology farm. And we're studying different technologies. One is the mobile drip irrigation system, commonly known as the DragonLine. We've had pretty good luck with it. We have had two extremes. Last year we had a lot of rain. This year we've had no rain, and it'll be interesting to see how things go. But what we're finding on one circle is that we're not seeing a lot of difference between a 400-gallon DragonLine and a 600-gallon nozzle when it comes to saturation into the soil and down into the root zone. So we're very optimistic with what we've seen there with it. We're also testing a lot of moisture probes out this year. We did that last year as well, but we probably have double that amount on the farm this year, and really trying to get a reading for when we do need to water and when we don't, as well as continuing the telemetry that we have inside the wells, looking down inside the wells to say, okay, what are they doing when we pump fast or when we pump slow, trying to find that optimum speed. We have slowed up three wells by between 100 and 150 gallons per minute, not because they were going dry, but just simply because we wanted to slow them up. And at least at this juncture, and I have to emphasize that, on July 16th, we haven't seen any difference from when we ran them 100 to 150 gallons more.
Our family bought this feed yard in 1997. We're in just west of Hoxie, Kansas, and northwest Kansas, and we have capacity to hold 60,000 cattle here. After a recent expansion we just did, we have about 50,000 in here right now, but we're just like most commercial feedlots in Kansas. We feed most of our own animals. We do feed some customer cattle too, though. We have some great customers that work with us. But in general, we're buying corn from local producers. Almost all the corn we use is raised right here in this county where we're at. And we're feeding cattle, making beef. That's what we're doing.
Well, we farm in the northwest part of the county and a couple of the adjoining counties. And we raise corn, milo, wheat. We run a few cows. And I think what really kind of stemmed this whole thing for me anyway is the fact that water was developed by my grandfather, along with other people in that generation. It's passed to my dad, it's passed to me, and I think it's my obligation to conserve it, not only from a responsibility standpoint, but also to pass it on to future generations, because that's just what we should do, and it's the right thing to do.
Where we started, where we came, I mean, early winter 2015, looked at a tech farm. 2016, we started that tech farm, kept implementing technology. 2016, we had a huge amount of rain over the farm. Just not a, I mean, it's great rain, but for data, for what we're trying to do, it wasn't obtainable, our goals. This year, we've had a couple of hailstorms and some rain events, but with the probes, we're actually doing a great job of actually keeping the pivots off. We have surface water available, and so we're able to actually rotate from pivot to pivot. We've got 5 Ogallala wells shut off. Because of that, we're very fortunate for the surface water. We don't have it all the time. We have it sometimes, so it's not the most dependable source, but we can sure budget it when we have it. What we couldn't see before was what was going underneath the soil. Actually, our probes are going quite deep since we're not running the wells, but the plant doesn't need it. So actually, hopefully, versus the circles that didn't get any hail events on it, we're looking at them actually getting the nitrogen, getting the phosphate that we put down. In the prior years, even some of the most efficient pivots we had were probably too efficient because we didn't have the probes monitoring to the water penetration. It was actually pushing the nitrogen away from the plant.
My main operation is actually corn seed sales, and I do some consulting with that seed sales on a lot of irrigated acres in Wichita County and some of the surrounding counties, and just a small amount of farming on top of that. And so I'm tied to it in many facets. I use water for irrigation on my farm, and I consult and sell seed to a lot of irrigated producers, and so really irrigation is just a large part of my operation, and that's why it's important to me that we have irrigation used in the future.
Next time you see a beautiful field of corn, reach out and thank the farmers who work tirelessly to raise corn for livestock feed, renewable fuels, and exports to feed a growing world population. The farmers on the Kansas Corn Commission work for Kansas Corn with grower-funded checkoff dollars that support foreign and domestic market development, research, promotion, and education to expand opportunities for Kansas farmers. To learn more, visit kscorn.com.